Hey guys, welcome to the video. Just quickly before we get into things, could you please smash the subscribe button? That would help me out greatly, and you would get to see weekly content of this build and what I get up to. It means a lot, guys, but enjoy the video for now. Peace. Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to my channel. So a lot of people have been asking me how much I spent on this build. So pretty much every meet I go to, I have people that are like, yo, how much did you spend? How much blah, 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 blah. So I watched a couple of other people's videos on how they told people what they spent. And it's normally someone just sitting down on their phone, going through it. Lucky for me, I have a pretty good memory in terms of what I've spent and how much things cost. So I'm gonna be getting the car out today and I'm gonna take you for a walk around the whole car. And I'm gonna tell you everything I've spent on it, how much everything costed, and yeah, we're gonna tally up the total, which I'm not exactly looking forward to, but it's gonna be sick. And I can't wait to see how much I've spent on it. Really quickly though, drop down in the comments right now, do it, pause the video, go down. How much do you think I've spent on this car? I need you to guess the total. I want like the car cost, you know, everything, rego, the whole build, paint and panel, like how much fully up, all of it. How much should I spend? I want you to guess. All right, I'm gonna pull the car out here into a bit of better lighting and we'll go around it. There she is, baby. All right, so as I said, lucky for me, I have a pretty eidetic memory when it comes to what I've spent on this car. We're gonna start with the outside of the car. So to start off with, we're gonna go with the paint and the panel work. So the paint and panel work cost me about $10,000. So that's including, you know, sanding it all down. That's the engine bay. It was an open door spray. Getting the wide body kit properly fitted, just working out a few kinks and all that. So yeah, that was about $10,000. Cost of the car was $5,000. Bought that off an 83-year-old lady up in Hervey Bay. So I drove about 4 hours to pick this car up. And then, yeah, drove it 4 hours home, got it home, ripped the motor out the next day. Yeah, the old lady that I bought it off was pretty impressed with that. So I've gone with the low profile JAS Performance headlights. Now, I think they set me back around $700. Pretty crazy when you think about it, just to have the Sleepy Eye mod. But nevertheless, I think that is one of the things that makes the car pop. We've also got the JAS Performance intake turn signals. They set me back about $220, but again, I think they just make it and it looks really good. So the body kit is a custom kit by a guy named Tofu over in New Zealand. He sent me this kit and it sent me back with shipping and taxes and all that about $3,000. So not too bad when you consider how much a Rocket Bunny kit costs and how crummy the Rocket Bunny kits look. Sorry everyone, but Rocket Bunny kits just aren't it. But then again, you might think this isn't it, you know. Looking at the body, the Built by Kyle banner, the sticker, that was $40. You know, we've got new windscreen wipers and stalks, that was about $50. But the E85 MX plates, now I'm gonna include that because I needed them to get the car registered. They were $475. Coming around here, we've got the coupe fastback roof. Now, I got this at an insanely cheap price because I got it at a time where no one really knew that there was one for sale. And the guy who was selling it had just finished making it and he just needed it gone. I picked up this roof for $2,250, probably worth my firstborn at this stage. It's that rare. But yeah, so that included the boot and the roof bit. Moving on to the wheels. They're genuine work equip 01s. They're 15 by 10s sitting on a 275 Nankang semi-slick. The wheels themselves, I got them second hand. They're not rebarreled. I got them for, I think they were $2,000 or $2,500, one of them. And then the tires, the Nankang AR1s, for 4 of them set me back just over $1,300. Coming around to the back now. So this is the GV taillight panel conversion. Now I also got that second hand. That was off Facebook, off a guy just didn't really like them. I picked that up for $250. The little black turn indicators, So they're actual ones with lights in them that have the sequential LEDs. They were $179. I also have the little circle indicators here. I think they were $40. And I think that pretty much does it for the body. I also had to get tinted perspex custom cut for the roof. And that was about $500. So yeah, I'd say that's it for the body. We'll move on to the interior and then we'll have a look at the engine. There's a lot going on in here. So yeah, bear with me. Alrighty, so there's quite a bit going on in the interior. It was a part of the car that I wanted to look and feel really nice and simplistic. Yeah, I just wanted it all to fit really nicely. So we'll start it off. Floor mats, they're about $90. I've done a custom dash cut where I've cut it straight. That was obviously free, but you know, if you want to include the tools that I did to do it, a lot of money. Dash mat was $100. We got a bunch of little chrome pieces. So I have a chrome hazard surround, that was $40. I have a chrome key barrel, that was $40. The AEM wideband gauge, that was $350 with a sensor. And then all three of these gauges were all about $80 each. So I've got boost, water temp, and oil temp. The Shorty console delete panel, that was $50. The upgraded shift boot panel, that was $80. The console carpet, that was I think that was $120. Now I've got the handbrake cover and a drift button all up, that was $100. My likewise shift extension and knob, that was $80 second hand. I also got a brand new 5-speed short shifter, that was $120. Moving up to here, I've got some brushed aluminium in here. Now I bought that as a kit, that was about, I think that was about $70. I've got the NRG short hub with an NRG quick release and an NRG wheel. So the short hub was $200, the quick release was $200, and the wheel was $330. I've also got a little Broadway mirror up here. I think that was $50. If you want to look up on the roof, I've suede lined the roof and put ribbon stitch all along the seam. All up, that was about $100. If you want to come back here, I've done all the seals for the windows. So these seals I had to all get custom cut and got from Clark Rubber. They were, I think, about $50 in total. Here's the steering wheel, by the way. Now we've also got a bunch going on behind the dash, a bunch like custom window switches, a fan switch, bunch of relays. So I'm gonna total all the electrics behind the dash to about $500. So yeah, there's a lot that you can't see behind there that I don't really want you to see. Yeah, I guess if you also wanna include the interior, I also have behind here, it's a bit of a mess at the moment, but I have my Haltech Elite 1000 dash. My ECU. That was $2,200 with a plug and play, and then I had to get it hardwired in. So that was another $1,000. We're already up to crazy money. We've got the Bride Lomax seats. They're about $900 each. Got a roll bar, half bar, whatever you want to call it. I think that was $750. We got the custom cut, I think that's 5mm thick alloy door cards with the Mazda Speed leather door pulls and the custom bride material. So the door pulls were about $100. To get the doors done was about $230, and the bride material was about $50 to $60. Now I also tinted the windows myself. That was all stuff I had left over from a last gig, so that was kind of free, but wasn't free, I guess. If you look down here, I've also got a custom fire extinguisher mount. That was $75 to get made. I think that just about does it for the interior on this car. So I also have some door bushes. They were $79, and I've got this little chrome plate here, which I think that was $30. So just little dress up parts. This makes a huge difference to the driving noise. I love these, but yeah, there are a lot of little parts on here that just dress up and make it look a bit nicer. But I think that kind of does it for the interior. So we'll pop the bonnet and we'll have a look at what I've done to the engine. So there's a bit of money spent on the motor. Again, if you didn't see my last video where I did a bit of a in-depth talk about this car, the motor is not bottom end forged. No, I will not be pushing 400 horsepower. Only expecting a couple hundred out of this. Bottom end's not forged, stop adding me. So we've got a lot going on in this bay, a lot of money, and yeah, so I'm just gonna take you through it. I'm gonna kind of start over here. We've got the chrome fuse box cover, that was 50 bucks. As you can see, all the wiring is all braided. I did the tuck myself. So yeah, every single piece of wire on this bay, besides this one right here, because I still have to do that, is braided. You can see it over there is braided as well. So yeah, the whole bay was braided. I reckon I spent about $150, $200 on braid. I got the JP scuttle tray, that was $170. The Mazda Speed oil cap, that was $30. Got the spark cover, that was $150. The paint for the rocker cover, that was $100. We got NGK spark plug leads, they were $150. A new GTX turbo PCV, that was $80, plus this little rubber line and grommet, that was $50. At one point I did all of the brake lines. I've got stock ones in there now, but I redid all the brake lines, and that cost me about $100 bucks. Just didn't end up going with them, unfortunately. I've got the yellow speed coilovers. They cost me $1,375. The intercooler piping, all the intercooler piping came to $1,000 bucks. We've got this little radiator modification here so that I can fit the coolant reroute. That was $200 bucks. I've got the upgraded radiator here. That was $250. I've got the Super Miata coolant reroute. That was $600. That routes the main inlet for the coolant to the back of the head. I've got 1000cc E85 injectors. They were $750. This little breather here, that was $50 bucks. My turbo manifold and downpipe as a package from Kraken, I think that was $2,000, including shipping. We've got the pod filter, that was $150. The turbo is a GT2560R, and that was brand new from Garrett, so that was about $1,600. Now, all of my turbo lines, my oil and water lines, I made all myself, and you know, there was a few mistakes. I'd never made turbo oil lines in my life, so yeah, there was a few fittings that I bought that I didn't actually need, and that came out to about $1,000 bucks with the amount of times that I screwed up. So yeah, do your research. So I had the head remachined and done at a shop. That was $800 all up. We've got an engine rebuild kit in there, so that rebuild kit had, you know, all your gaskets and all that. That was $650. Bunch of silicone hoses and clamps. I'm going to say that averaged to about $600, $700. The radiator panel, that was $130. The new auxiliary drive belt, that was $50. If we want to look at all the liquids that I've had in this, all the brake fluid was $60. The coolant was $60 as well. Oil, $100. Oil filter, $30. We've also got the registration for the car, which was $400. Grab my phone out and just make sure I've gone over everything. Oh yep, my clutch. So I've got a performance clutch kit from NPC with a lightweight flywheel. That was $1,300 all up. My PWR intercooler sitting pretty just under there. That was $400. The tow trucks to get this to and from paint shops and all that was about $600. Spark plugs cost me about $100 bucks. My seat mounts, they were $350. The harnesses, they were $450. Now I had to get a mod plate as well. The mod plate was $220. Had to get a roadworthy, that was $150. Now I painted this bay probably 3 times myself and screwed it up every time. So I'm gonna say I spent a good $1,000 bucks on paint that was just down the drain, unfortunately. On the wheels, there are 15 mil spaces on all 4 corners. They were 220, plus I got a set of 4 5 mils as well, just in case I needed them. They were 50. Okay, there's just a bunch of kind of little things that I'll just quickly rattle off just so we get it into the total. Rocker cover seal was 50, the water pump was 150, the timing belt kit was 200, the timing covers were 150, rocker cover bolts were 20, the custom clutch line was 80, The turbo inlet adapters were 100. I've got a catch can that isn't on yet. That was 120. An E85 flex fuel sensor, that was 450. All the E85 lines and all the fuel conversions was about 300. We've also got a Walbro 255 fuel pump, which was, I think that was 180. With a fitting kit was another 50. My radiator fan, that was 80, and my exhaust system was 1,000. I've got brand new LED lights in my cluster, that was 50. Got a new fuel pump relay, that was 80. Now I had to buy 2 new window regs, they were 200 each. I had to get new window bushings, they were 50 each. I bought 2 underglows, one was 50 and one was sponsored, but that was 170, so just over $200. I got a tow hook, which was 50. So I think that's about where the car would end up. I have no idea what that totals to. I'm definitely gonna say for good measure that there really deserves to be I'd say a give anywhere from 2 grand to 5 grand in that range, because there were so many things that I didn't actually keep track of. I kept track of the build for quite a long time until I got over knowing how much I'd spent on it. So I kind of stopped really tracking it. There was so many new bolts. I have all new flywheel bolts, all new bell housing bolts, underbody bracing bolts, you know, rocker bolts, all the bolts up on the wide body. I have so much brand new stuff on this build. It's just a bit crazy, and there's a lot of things to wrap my head around. So with that in mind, we're gonna rattle off the grand total. Let me get a drum roll. There it is. There's the grand total. I don't know how much it is, but it's probably a crazy amount, and you're probably like, what? He spent that much on a fat Miata that doesn't make that much power? What? Crazy. Oh. Anyway, I love it. It doesn't really matter if you guys don't love it, and if you think I spent too much money on it, I don't really care, because I could not be happier with this car. I think it's amazing. I love it so much. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you did like the video. If you did like the video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button, and let me know if you think that I spent too much money on this car, because I probably did. And I won't know how much I spent on it until I start editing. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and yeah, peace out for now.